Hood, Gamers, Djinn, Candor. We're here basically asking you one thing aside from liking, subscribing, comment down below. Please do all that. But anyway, my question for you guys here on the Den of the Djinn is here's my question. Mind you, I'm gonna be doing a little more of these questions because why not? Why the fuck not? And of course, it brings out the nerdy in me, and I like being nerdy. So, here's my question, guys. What, if you were in the Avatar universe, and no, I'm not talking about the blue people, no. I'm talking about Avatar, The Last Airbender. Those, Korra and all them. Which nation or which element would you be loved to be incarnated into? So, not my question is, hey, the fuck? And thank you, Maya. I appreciate the love, and I appreciate the last video, the last guy said give birth. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you're on here to give me shit, believe me. At least I'm in a good mood where I can give it right back. So think twice, pal. Think twice. Anyway, so here's my, like I said, the question is, which element would you want to master? Earth, water, fire, and wind. Which one? Mind you, all of them have advantages and disadvantages. Mind you, it really depends on how you handle it, right? So between you and me, I'd either go fire, because if you know the mechanics of it, you can actually master them to the point where you're superhuman, guys. So if you know what you're doing, you know how to handle it. So let me put this out there, guys. Hey, you know. And mind you, I love the fact that people say, "Oh, it's fire," but I don't watch it. Well, guys, I'm cool with that. I'm just asking. The question is whether or not you would choose one of the nations, because each nation has a specific element, right? Well, guys, I would either go wind or fire. Don't get me wrong, I would love to learn the other ones. They're all cool because they all actually have a sub element, which not many people understand. People think, oh, it's its own element. No. It's all the same element because it's all about science. If you know how to handle these elements, you literally tap into the other elements in one way or another. Just very offshoot. So let me explain that. So when it comes to wind can be very, very forceful if you know what you're doing. You could theoretically learn how to fly. Theoretically, basically, if you know how to handle it, you could actually use wind to move rocks. You could move, and mind you, they made this reference in a lot of episodes in Last Airbender. Specifically the Aang version, where they had references to Aang learning earth bending, but he was using air bending just to basically move the rocks. Believe it or not, that's a lot. That's easier than it's harder than you think, because you have to you have to fine tune it to the point where it doesn't look like there's any kind of gap. My favorite hack is how water users use ice. I'm like, holy shit. Believe it or not, folks, it is crazy how they do that. It's like they move their hand, and judging by how well they're going to do it, They can even turn rain itself into blades. It got to the point where even Katara started learning blood bending. Folks, the fact that you are that much more powerful if you could actually fuck somebody up from the inside. Yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, is overpowered, personally. Or if you know what you're doing, you can actually take the breath literally out of a person's lungs with air bending. Would you want to? No. Personally, I wouldn't either. But the fact that the option there, well, that's a whole different thing. I mean, it's not like you want to do it, but if somebody pushes you to that point, good luck. Oh yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, you basically have the ability to control them. Hell, it got to the point where I know for a fact you can actually boil their blood to the point where they suffocate on their own blood. It's like, what the fuck? Like I said, you are OP if you know how to boil someone's blood just by thinking, I don't need you around anymore. And next thing you know, they start gurgling and everything. I'm like, damn. Oh yeah, it is crazy. Mind you, most of the application of that is basically control, mind control, and everything like that. So yeah, and it was supposed to be forbidden. And mind you, yeah, it makes sense that kind of practice would be forbidden because, I mean, think about it. People knew waterbending was to the point where you can actually control people just by their blood. Yeah, that would be definitely forbidden. Now, another cool side effect of bending in general is earth bending. Toph. Oh, I love Toph. She's a pip, I swear to the gods. So Toph is one of my favorite characters because she has this very snarky personality, but she's such a sweetheart. You love her, but it's hard to hate her. Really, it really is. So her story, basically, she was a blind noble at one point. She was a noble, basically, and she unfortunately learned earthbending, basically learning how to handle her disability. But it turned out that her disability became her best weapon, guys. People underestimated her because A, she was small, and second, she was blind. A lot of people just saw that and it's like, oh, well, she's a weak little girl. No, folks, she is not weak. Ladies and gentlemen, this girl can handle you. Dude, there was a point where they were making a joke. There was a joke, mind you. Look into the series. You'll be laughing your ass off. There's an episode where Toph herself basically enters a earthbending tournament, and she is the reigning champion 5 times in a row. And that was barely at, I think she was 13, or I think she was more of 11. I think, because I think she was the youngest one. So I think she was 11. Everybody else was about 12. Yeah, I think the oldest one, which is Sokka, I think he was closer to 14. I think. I'm not entirely 100% sure about that. But the point is, yeah, I think Sokka was the oldest. Anyway, so the reason I brought her up is because she is master of a side bending technique called steel bend. She can actually bend steel as easily as she can bend earth. I was like, God's on high. So she found out about it when she was trapped by some bounty hunters, and apparently they tried to keep her from using earth bending by cutting her off from earth. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, this girl, there's no way in hell I would consider her weak. She is not only strong-willed, but she knew how to handle herself despite, not being able to see. But I think that was her strength, guys. That was her biggest strength, is because she let people underestimate her. I think that gave her her strength, her will, that made everybody realize, oh damn, she is not useless. She is not. She is a unit, ladies and gentlemen. She really was. She was she was a master earthbender. She got to the point where she developed the school of steel bending, ladies and gentlemen. And do you have any idea how powerful you have to be to a bending skill by yourself and teach it to others? And like I said, for me, in my personal opinion, Toph was not disabled. She was just impaired. Because there was no way in hell. Disabled basically means taking away a certain skill. Ladies and gentlemen, it did not take away her skill. It basically refined it to a point, and it directed towards anybody that got her in her way. And that girl knew how to handle herself. I'm just saying, that girl. And of course, firebending. Firebending was one of my favorite ones, because you could do 2 or 3 things with it. First, you can, could basically control lava. You can, my favorite, everybody's favorite, you can redirect lightning. Because apparently, if you focus it enough, it turns into a fucking blade. It turns into like a plasma blade or whatever. Again, they never really put that point into the series, but I mean, think about it. If you can refine lightning, I wouldn't be surprised one day someone mastered firebending so much where lightsabers appeared. All of a sudden, what can you do? Let me show you. Zoom, 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 zoom. Right? I'm thinking to myself, oh, can you change colors? And next thing you know, it's a fucking disco. I swear to the gods. The point, guys, if you were in that world, what skill would you learn? And if you guys are asking me, like I said, either airbending, which honestly, compared to the other ones, seem a little weaker than the other ones, but it really depends on your point of view, your imagination. It really depends on how you handle it. Personally, I could see how you could use it in many ways. But if I wanted to, I would definitely go firebending, definitely. Because, like I said, if you had a imagination, you would definitely know how to use firebending in very unique ways. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next. Be safe out there, guys. And don't worry, there will be more tonight. And I got a few cooking up in the old brain box. I'll see you guys in the next. Be safe out there. And remember, it's not about the power, it's how you use it. Take care, guys. Be safe. And if you haven't already, please do me a favor, like and subscribe and comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me your favorite elements. Be safe out there, guys.